them to change. So it's like reading a book. You're absorbing the words and kind of creating this story for yourself. But if you don't use the knowledge, it is not worth. It's not worth it. It's not true in its worthiness. It's not felt in great depth. So you have to come into the physical to learn from the consciousness that you came from. So it's basically reading the book and you get kind of like the story, but it's not until you get into the story that you actually understand the life lessons learned. It is very hard to learn lessons, very hard, but if you can learn the lessons before you understand the struggles and the tough times, you will remain with you. Those will remain with you for a lasting time. So basically, long story short, what I'm trying to get at is you have to learn from struggles and tough times because they end up staying with you longer than something that would be super easy and peaceful to get through. I mean, if you're just wanting peace and lovey cushy stuff, then you wouldn't leave heaven. Okay. I am one of the guardians. It's very big to be a guardian of the records, the Akashic records, as some people call them. But it's actually called the Life Book, and it kind of looks like one of these books, but it's really, really big. It's kind of like that. I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to big books like this, is because it's the life book that they keep trying to go back to because they keep wanting to look at their lives. I'm one of the few allowed to read or access these. Not too many souls are allowed to access the Akashic records or the mantling soul contract records. Some who study and practice for a very long time have little access to them, but very few that I know of that are incarnate and have full access to those records. It's very few and slim. Let me see. It has everyone's lives in it, so to speak. Everyone can refer to it when needed, but when you turn the pages, it will reflect what you are looking for, and so forth for someone else, okay? It reflects upon the soul and what that soul seeks to obtain within its pages. What you seek, you want to find, is there. So an analogy for this would be a mailing center. So there are individual mailing boxes that stores your mailing center mailings, basically. But the mailing center itself, the building itself, is the big storehouse. Each mailbox contains only that which is relevant to you. So you yourself are the mailbox of your own energy. So in turn, you may go to your particular box and withdraw information which you seek. However, the book or mailing center houses the pages with that particular information. Every experience is automatically put into the book to be looked upon for reference upon anyone at any time. So basically, if you're reviewing something in one of your past lives or your life here, you're going to go to the soul contract, book of life, and review it. And sometimes when you get memories of your loved one, it's that loved one that's actually going to those records to review certain parts of their lives, and you're getting downloaded with the memory that they're reviewing. So when that happens, you want to kind of step back and go, okay, what did we learn? Okay. These can play out in the life review in order to be revealed later in real time. So again, going back to old memories that you may have had with a loved one. If, for example, a particular experience was to be removed from records, this would be done only if it serves no purpose. For example, the burning of the Jews or burning of the witches. For those who experienced those parts of life, was not intended to be an experience, but to be more of a problem and would cause issues in their other lives. So there's a karmatic or mantling protection put over these souls' experiences that could be later erased. Their subconscious could not access such a tragedy, for it would indeed cause problems in future lifetimes. These types of occurrences go through the healing process to nullify these traumatic experiences through healing energies. One can complete their mantling, their karmatic mantling, in one full lifetime if they choose to, and in turn live a more exemplary life, and that And that is the end of it. That's the end of it. They put all their karmatic experiences into one lifetime just to get it all done. And then that's it. They don't have to repeat those things. And I believe those souls really have a tough, hard time. Whereas some have to go on and on for many lifetimes to work out things. So we are going to learn a lot more about the Hall of Knowledge. Our time is almost up. And if you guys continue to stay on the Divine Medium fan page and Christina K. Watts, C-A-Y, middle name, page, we are live on Facebook. I will be continuing to talk about this and answer questions that anyone has. So you guys are welcome to join in after the show. But all of this knowledge with Hall of Knowledge, School of Knowledge, a study of knowledge in heaven, it is an amazing place. You're free to learn anything you want to learn. You're not stuck to one course of action or learning. So you can continue to learn all these things. And if there's certain things that are too traumatic, you can remove them. You're not stuck with them. You can learn from them in different ways. So if you were one of those Jews that were in those traumatic times, you don't have to have those things sticking to your energy. God will remove them because he knows how traumatic they are, and this is allowed. This is just an example of his love.
Followers and students, and this is me, Fiona, Persian Media, My Young Power, and tonight's show, David Abai's show, and I have my sister, beautiful, gorgeous, psychic Bella live in the studio. How are you, Bella?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. My finger may have some injury last week, but I'm surviving. But it's kind of hard to chat when clients want to chat with me on Avid. So I'm just just use this one because this one is not finishing. So it was okay, this is what it is.
Oh my gosh, you poor thing. I had an accident very similar just a couple months ago, but it was on my ring finger, but it was very hard trying to type one-handed for everything because trying not to touch your finger to those keys. So let's all wish that you heal very quickly, sister.
Thank you, gorgeous. And it did, actually. The doctor says, oh my God, so you could just bleed a lot, but you didn't. I says, well, because I'm a healer, so basically I'm healing myself sometimes. But, the cut is too huge and it's too deep, so I just feel like maybe I need to do something about it.
Yeah, that's how I felt too when I saw everything in there. I was like, that's not going to be just a Band-Aid.
But you know what the fun things was when things like that happen, my husband is never home. So typical. Look, he may just at some meeting, he's gone, and he says you know what? When I'm gone, you always actually find some dramatic things just happening in our lives. It's I'm not doing it. It's just happening.
Well, if he's watching, we know Fiona didn't stab herself on purpose to make you come home and pay attention to her.
Exactly. I didn't really done that by purpose, but it happened, Accident happens sometimes.
That's too funny.
Okay, how was everything for you, gorgeous? How was your feet? How's it going?
Everything's good. I'm excited to be getting more busy on Avid. More people are finding us. They're so happy with the site, so that's really great. And I've had a lot of clients telling me that it's such an easy site to use. The connections are good, because some sites, you call on the phone, you can't hear each other. But
I love because Fiona designed it, because Fiona knows exactly what the glitch going is, how easily it gets with these. So, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's been great about it, that we can actually hear each other, that the chats connect, everything is working good. So it's really great being on there. And we have some amazing people on the site too. We all know as readers, we tend to share clients, and sometimes your client goes to somebody who tells them something kind of crazy, and then you have to fix it. We don't have to worry about that on Avid. Everybody is going to give you the best experience, the honest truth. Everything is just works out great.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what the fun thing is, Sissy, is like one of the cool things that happen, people asking me if advisors knowing about advisor or can talk or kind of like, you know, because advisor want to chat and just like open account and use advisor just as a client. What I said, well, it's not happening in Avid. So advisor on Avid, they are not allowed to have any sort of conversation with each other. Their chat is completely unable, so they can't even chat each other as a client either. So unfortunately, advisor on Avid can't open the consumer account or customer account and trying to chat with their advisor or actually their colleague because of safety and security. We don't want that any client's going to feel that advisor is sharing any information about their situation. We want to make sure that everything what you are saying to that specific advisor will completely be safe and secure. And then you are calling and talking to another advisor. They are not trying to, you know, just basically opening up to each other and says about like, oh, you have this and you have that. So safety and security for Avid Advice is the most important part. And that's why we are not allow our advisors to have any sort of communication, not even as a client, towards each other or having or just any sort of conversation towards Avid. So you guys can feel safe and secure about that type. And then another thing that one of the advisors asked me about, like, what if I'm going to actually talk to Psychic Bella Live and then want to communicate with her offsite? This is like, I'm not having any responsible for you what you want to do offsite, but when it's come to Avid Advice, you're not allowed to talk to advisor on Avid. You're not allowed to open a new account as a consumer and talk to. And we are not allowing any of our advisors having multiple accounts, which is there is other platforms that advisors are having multiple accounts. So that's why we are not allow our advisor having multiple accounts. So any or every each of advisors on Avid, they have just one advisor. Their picture is the real picture. They are not using any fake. They are not allowed to use any fake picture. So that's why you can really feel safe and secure about like you are not talking to some crazy people then, you know, and you are talking to mature, approved, and completely certificate client advisor actually. So I'm very happy for that. I'm very, very glad for that.
Yes, me too. And I know that it makes the clients feel very safe, and that's what we want the most. We want our clients to feel that they're going to have the good experience. They can trust that their advisor is who they say they are. They're not a criminal. They're not anything crazy. So we want everybody to feel safe and secure and comfortable to open up and really have the best experience.
And background check is actually the most important part on Avid. If you ever had any sort of crime or anything that Avid is not allowed or feel like your guy is not safe to be in this platform, so you're not going to open account and, you know, share your account as an advisor. So it's not going to happen. So basically, and Bella, before I take a caller, I just like, I received almost about 125 application in the past 4 weeks. And unfortunately, a lot of those actually trying to kind of be angry and mad and sending me an email to persianmedium@gmail.com asking about like why your guy is not opening my account, why I can't actually, as an independent contractor, why I can't actually just be in your platform. And well, as I said, my platform or Avid Advice platform has a very, very specific rules, and we are not allow everyone just jump in and working as advisors. So for us, money is not matter. For us, the quality, safety, and security and light and love in our platform is really matter. And we do care about our advisors. That's why we are not going to allow tons of advisors jump in and trying to go after each other and doing a lot of crazy things, which is we know that we heard about like other platforms that they have almost everyday drama. So on Avid, we don't have any drama for clients. We don't have any drama for advisors. That's why, unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys, if you guys not been approved, if your guys not were allowed to come and just like been approved by, and she says that, oh, I've been registered, and then completely get into, and then like why I can't actually, you know, take a call and chat. Well, you can register, but if you are going to approve by Avid, well, this is another, you know, chapter. So you can register how many account you want, but you're not allowed to, get in touch with any clients until Avid feel that you are certificate, you are approved, and you are qualified for Avid Advice platform.
Yeah. It's very tough to get on, trust me, guys. Even though I know Fiona, everybody else was like, we still need all that information. They still made me wait a couple weeks while they check everything.
Well, gorgeous. Because of that, you have a lot of beautiful clients. And, I mean, I'm amazed by you, Bella. I'm really amazed by you because in a very short period of time that you come to Avid, first, you never called me and asked me about, like, how can I use this system, like what's going on. It sounds like for you was like 1, 2, 3. Bam. I mean, I know how chat. It's just like an engineer. It's just like you know everything, how things work out, and you've been fantastic. And then what clients come back with the feedback about you, it's just like I'm proud. I'm very, very proud.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm absolutely having the best time over there.
Absolutely.
The best people to work for, the best place to work on, the best clients. It's just a great place.
My pleasure, baby. My pleasure. So back to the studio, and now I had Brandy. Hello, Brandy. How are you doing? From Ottawa. Hello, Brandy.
Hi, I'm here.
Awesome, gorgeous. How are you, Brandy? Brandy, give me your date of birth, sweetheart, and then tell me about your question. Go ahead, sweetie.
I just kind of, I've kind of been kind of all over in my life recently. I had a lot of struggles, and I just kind of am kind of wondering if I'm flowing in the right direction, if things are going to kind of settle down for me and really kind of take root in my life.
As I feel psychically and emotionally right now, I feel like you are all over the place and you need to wrap yourself and understand exactly what you want to do. You can't just be all over the place and ask the universe that I want this and that. You have to be specific. I feel like you did not be specific in the past of couple of 2 weeks. Bella, how you feel about that? Because you are very good when it comes to law of attraction and like how we are creating and protecting ourselves through the negative energies and positive energies and how we can put us in frequencies of universe. So what do you think about that, Bella? How you feel about it?
No, you're completely correct, because if we tell the universe, I just want things to slow down, everything slows down. You're not going to get that job. You're not going to get that house. You're not going to meet that guy. You have to be very specific about what it is that you're looking for, because when we aren't, the universe just gives us whatever. We have to say, this is what I am looking for. This is what I want. Take some time to sit with yourself, get a journal out, write down every area of your life. Job, house, relationships, family, friends, everything. And really take time to look at each specific area and see what is it that I want in this area of my life. Are my friends okay, or do I need to surround myself with better people? What do I need to do for that? Go through each single area, write down exactly what it is that you need, let the universe know. If you do this, you start working with the energy for the law of attraction, you start being very specific and focused about what it is that you are looking for, you are going to receive it. Because I do feel that October is going to be a really good month for you. Once you focus that energy into the right place, things are going to start aligning for you. And it's not going to be in a place where you're going to say, I need everything to slow down and something just needs to stay. You're going to be getting new things that are going to be opening major doors for you. That's going to make you look at your life in a completely different way and be happy with what is happening.
Correct.
That sounds great.
Correct. Yeah. And I feel that basically,
great.
Because I feel that you have this potential and abilities. You are very good when it comes to others to tell them how to do and what to do or not to do or where to do. So I feel that you're fantastic when it comes to advising other people. But when it comes to yourself, it sounds like you need some kick, you need some help. And I feel that all you need to do is just like get along with your amazing energies, the beauty of inner power that you have, believe and achieve and go for it. Stay away from toxic people. Stay away from negative energies. Stay away from everything, gossiping, any kind of a type of the jealousies towards you, anyone, anything. Just try to focus on yourself. Your focus has to be just about you, about your future, about your feelings, about your connection, about your dreams, about your goals, about your desires. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I am really good with other people, great with them, but when it comes to me, I seem to be all over the place right now, and I just, yeah, I do need to focus on me.
Remember that every hairdresser has to go to another hairdresser to try to clip their hair, or also every dentist has to go to another dentist to fix their teeth. So it's just completely normal. So don't take it personal that why I'm so good for others, but when it comes to myself, I'm not really doing that great. So it's normal.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So I just need to really focus all my energy on me. Just
basically. Stop
just focus on one thing. Yeah.
And put yourself first for once.
Yeah, and focus on one thing. So, I mean, like, if me and Bella ask you, tell me about your biggest dream.
My what?
Your biggest dream. One of the biggest dreams that you have. Just one. Most important one.
Right now, it's financial.
Okay. Then focus on money. See $100 every single place in your house. Try to smell $100 before you go to bedtime, before you sleep. Try to write it down exactly what you want and be unrealistic when it comes to material. Don't share your experience about how you feel about their materialistic things, because you don't want anyone is going to judge you or actually bring the negative and crazy energies onto your, dreams. That's all you need to do. So basically just focus on that.
Okay.
Awesome.
So why do I feel so fuddled with me? I feel so scattered with me. I understand what you're saying, but, like, when I try to sit down and do this, I'm just scattered. Like,
Bella knows how to distract. Bella, how she can distract.
Okay, first of all, the reason why you felt like, there's so many planets that have been shifting and moving, so a lot of people have had a really hard time focusing, especially because Mars was retrograde. Mars was about action, making things happen. So when that was going backwards, everybody kind of felt a little like lost, anxious, didn't know where they're going. That energy is moving forward. So it is going to be easier for you. What I suggest is, and this is what I love to do for me that helps me focus, Pinterest. I put pictures of everything that represents money on there, and it gets me in that money-making mindset, and then I can sit down and focus my energy to journal. Listen to some calming music. Turn off everything, go sit outside with your journal and listen to some really good soothing music. That will help you be able to focus yourself. And don't push yourself that I have to do this for 3 hours all at once. Just 10 minutes, 20 minutes to start. Once you make it a habit that each day you're doing this, it becomes easier and easier.
That's awesome. Perfect, Bella. So, Brandy, unfortunately, we have 10 people standing on the line, so we would love to have another caller right now. So, thank you so much. So, Brandy, for more information about Persian Medium Fiona and Psychic Bella Live, go to avidadvice.com. Sign up, get your 5 free minutes, talk to Bella, talk to me, talk to any advisor you want on Avid. Thank you so much. And now back to the studio, and I have Lauren. Hello, Lauren. How are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
Lauren. Hi, Lauren. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Thank you so much. Fantastic, gorgeous. Give me your date of birth. Me and Psychic Bella Live here in the studio, and would love to help you with any question that you have in your heart. Go ahead, please.
Mine is about a guy, as usual.
Okay. That's good. I think that we both know. So, give me your date of birth, give me his name, and tell me when was the last communication you had with him.
I'm sorry, say that again?
When was the last communication with this guy? And also tell me about your date of birth and his